Yeah,
Peel Park.
I've been teed up perfectly really. The last two speakers have been great. Thank you. Cool. So yeah, I've just come to talk about parkrun. Has anybody heard of parkrun? I know some people in the room have. Has anybody not heard of parkrun? Cool. Has anybody done a parkrun? I know Denise has actually done loads of Bolton, which is my home event. So I'll just do a little potted history of what parkrun is and what it's about and all that type of thing. So parkrun started in October 2004 in Bushy Park in London. A guy called Paul Sinton Hewitt was an injured runner basically, and he just wanted to keep in touch with his mates. So he set up a little, it was at the time it's called Bushy Park Time Trial. So he set his mates off, timed them around the park. They all went for coffee afterwards, and that's as simple as it was really. Fast forward to 14 years later to where we are now, we've got 1,500 events in 20 countries all around the world. Last weekend, so the weekend just gone, there were 225,000 people completed a parkrun, supported by 24,000 volunteers. So it's grown quite big, clearly. So as I say, the last two speakers kind of teed me up perfectly for what I'm going to tell you a little bit about. So I was just going to touch on the current picture in Salford. So at the moment we have two parkrun events in Salford. So we have Worsley Woods, and we have a junior parkrun, which is a Sunday event for 4 to 14-year-olds at Buell Hill Park, which is called Salford Junior Parkrun. At Worsley Woods, that event has been running since March 2012. There's been 10,000 different people have taken part in that event, and they average 250 participants a week. At this point, I should say that although it's got the word run in the title, you can walk a parkrun, you can jog a parkrun, you can skip round, you can push a buggy, you can take your dog around the course as well. So it's by no means limited to a run. Saturday just gone at Worsley Woods, they had 320 people run, jog, walk around the course, supported by 26 volunteers. That's kind of like the weekly averages there. Salford Junior Parkrun is a little bit newer, so that started in September 2016, so it's just approaching its second anniversary. As I say, a Junior Parkrun is a Sunday morning event for 4 to 14-year-olds, so they've had just short of 700 different 4 to 14-year-olds take part so far in the last 2 years. They average around 50 juniors per week. A couple of days ago, Sunday just gone, they had 52 kids taking part and 18 volunteers supporting the event. So looking at the aims of the 10% Better campaign, there's lots about more volunteering, lots about more people being active outdoors, people improving their health and well-being, and parkrun is very much changed its mission to what used to be a parkrun wherever somebody wants one, so very demand-led, reactive organisation to a much more proactive organisation in terms of benefiting people's health and well-being. So our mission statement now is to create a healthier and happier planet, which is a little bit more all-encompassing and a little bit more holistic in terms of our approach. So Andy talked a little bit about the prospective parkrun event at Peel Park. So one of my best mates, luckily, is the volunteer ambassador for that event. So our organisation, although we have thousands and thousands of people taking part in our events every week, we only have 27 paid staff in the world. So we do rely quite heavily on volunteers to make our events happen. So every single event that happens is owned and led by the community. And lots of really passionate and engaged volunteers also support our growth. So we have people who are extremely experienced volunteers at their home event, want to give a little bit more back to the organisation, then help us to grow parkrun by supporting prospective new events. So Alistair is the ambassador for Peel Park, the prospective one at Peel Park. He texted me last night, I just asked him for an update of where things are up to, and I think it's basically at the point where it needs volunteers to make it happen. Things are kind of there, it just needs the people to make it happen. Picking up on the point around people not necessarily feeling safe in the park, I firmly believe that parkrun has the power and the ability to kind of breathe life into spaces. So we're at such a point now where we can change perceptions of parks, particularly around junior parkrun. So if you see lots and lots of kids, it's very visible. If anybody's ever been to a parkrun, you know that how visible it is. It's a massive range of abilities taking part. It has a real visible way of kind of readjusting people's perceptions of spaces. We also have another prospective junior parkrun at Peel Park in Little Hulton, so it's very Peel Park focused. Again, that's at the point where effectively we just need people to make that event happen. It's in the very early stages, that one is by nowhere near as advanced as this one here. I need to have a look out the window to have a look at that part, so I'm really intrigued. And then finally, what I just wanted to introduce really, which was teed up perfectly by Michelle, was something that we've a recent initiative that Parkrun has just kicked off in collaboration with the Royal College of GPs. So it's an initiative called Parkrun Practices, where so far there's been 358 GP surgeries around the country, around the UK, that have signed up to become a Parkrun practice. And that is where GPs are now actively referring parkrun rather than medicines to their patients, which is an absolutely amazing thing. We have 3 GP practices in Salford currently signed up as parkrun practices. It's a kind of a self-referral thing that anybody can link in with. We have loads of resources available for GP surgeries if anybody is interested in learning more about that. I've got the addresses, which I can tell you afterwards. I don't actually know the. I know St Andrew's Medical Centre is one of them. Does that?
Cool.
Basically, I've got the addresses, but I was trying to Google them all last night to see what the actual name of the medical centre is. But I can have a chat with you afterwards if that's all right. But yeah, it's a real opportunity really to contribute to this in terms of the power that Parkrun has and the scale that we have. So yeah, thanks so much for inviting me along, and I look forward to chatting to people in the break.
Thank you very much.